Strasbourg. You think trams.
Right.
Right. Beautiful city. Famous for them.
Yeah. A really great tram network.
A model, almost, for tram networks around the world.
A model, yeah. Since the 90s, they've been
Yeah.
pioneers.
Pioneers, yeah. But this past Saturday, something happened that nobody expected.
Yeah.
Picture this. Bustling Garris Central Station.
Right in the heart of it all.
Yeah, right in the middle of everything. And suddenly, boom, two trams collide.
Oh, wow.
One was stationary at the platform. The other one somehow switched tracks right in the tunnel.
In a tunnel. That complicates things.
Big time. That's where we're diving into this today. People sent us some sources, and they're not pretty.
Yeah, it's a real juxtaposition. You've got Strasbourg, known for tram safety.
Right.
And then you have this incident. It just doesn't seem to compute.
Yeah, the network, it goes all the way back to like 1994.
Yeah, one of the first in France to bring trams back.
Mm-hmm. And they've always had a history of running a really tight ship.
Exactly. Reliable service.
So how does something like this even happen?
That's the million-dollar question.
Yeah. The reports are still a little hazy, but we're hearing something like 20 to 30 people got hurt.
Wow.
Some are in critical condition. Emergency services were all over the place. I mean, they had the whole station cordoned off, ambulances everywhere. And then you got Farafisa, the social media thing.
Oh, yeah.
Like it or not, it's the world we live in.
Right. Instant updates, instant footage.
Yeah. And this time it's really graphic stuff. I mean, you see people lying on the ground, injured,
Yeah.
people trying to get others out of the trams.
It's powerful stuff. Sometimes hard to look at, for sure.
Yeah. Smoke coming out of the tunnel.
Yeah.
The alarms, blaring. And then you see the trams themselves. I mean, just mangled.
Just the force of the impact.
Yeah, the front and the rear ends of both trams just smashed.
It does give us some clues, though, doesn't it? Seeing that damage. I noticed some of the images showed a derailed tram.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, and that gets me thinking, was it the track? The tram itself malfunctioning? The switching mechanism? What was it?
So I got to ask, how does a tram even just switch tracks like that? It's not like a car suddenly swerving,
Exactly. Tram movements are super controlled. You've got sophisticated signaling systems in place. And some networks are even using something called ATP now.
ATP?
Automatic train protection. It can actually automatically hit the brakes.
Right.
If the tram, ignores a signal or goes too fast. So lots to consider here. Did the signals go haywire? Sending the tram the wrong way? Was there some kind of mechanical issue with the points? That's the part of the track that moves to switch the tram to a different line.
Yeah, okay. But could it be? Maybe. Driver error. I mean, they're human, right?
Oh, for sure. Human error is always a possibility. Investigators are going to be looking into the driver, their actions, training records, anything that could have been a factor, like were they tired, distracted, all of that. And then there's the black box. Every tram has one.
Like a plane.
Yep. And it records everything. Speed, braking, even how it was talking to the signals.
So you said earlier that the fact that it happened in a tunnel makes the investigation tougher. How so?
Just imagine a crash out in the open versus a crash in a tunnel. Evidence is going to be harder to collect. Lighting is going to be bad. Even getting emergency people in and out is going to be trickier.
Ah, I see.
The tunnel itself could hold clues, though. The investigators are going to check the tracks really carefully, look at the catenary system, that's the wires above that power the trams, and any little piece of debris, any damage to the tunnel walls, all that can help tell the story of what happened.
So I guess it's going to be a while before we get any real answers.
It will take time, for sure.
But stepping back for a second, I mean, what does this all mean for tram safety in general? What can we learn from this, even if we don't know all the details yet?
Well, it's sad to say, but every accident, it teaches us something. This one in Strasbourg, it shows us that having redundant safety systems, backup upon backup, is crucial. Especially in cities where you've got trams running all the time.
Makes sense.
And maintenance, inspections, all of that has to be top-notch. Not just for the trams themselves, but for the tracks, the signals, everything, and then the investigations.
Yeah.
They can't just stop at finding the immediate cause. They have to dig deeper, look for underlying issues, systemic problems, things like that, because otherwise it's just going to happen again.
So even with all the technology in the world, things can still go wrong.
Absolutely. And so this brings up a really important question, right?
Yeah.
How do we keep making tram systems safer, not just in Strasbourg, but everywhere? How do we prevent this from happening again? You need the technology, but you also need people checking everything, making sure it's all working properly.
It's a tough challenge.
It is. It takes constant work, always looking for ways to improve.
Yeah,
And I think that's something worth thinking about, right?
absolutely.